Chinese bartender. I just got home. It was a 14-hour shift, and I'm enjoying a libation right now, and we're going live. I don't know how well that's going to go. My wife's here. I attempted to make the day more exciting, and it did turn out pretty good. It's pretty exciting. The idea I had for 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon contest, I ended up giving up one drink where a whole group of friends came in and people said, well, we really don't watch movies. How am I going to know what movie Kevin Bacon was in? And if you don't understand the game, then obviously it wouldn't be interesting to you. And I tried to say, hey, listen, why don't you pick anybody from the last 150 years and I'll link them to someone current, someone famous, to someone. And, that doesn't necessarily work out. So, it's funny. You got to know your audience. I think you really have to know your audience when it comes to games and things like that. So I think I'm going to have to tweak it a little. But it kind of worked. I have my friends Drew and Debbie from Fort Lauderdale. They have a boat down here in the summer. And they were in and they played along. And Drew always talks about how he's buddies with James Caan. And I did see a picture of him, and I know he is kind of acquaintance with him. Oh, he's a friend of him. I'd love to see him. You know what? I know I'd never want to be beaten up with the trash can lid, but if James Caan could chase me down the street and beat me with a trash can lid like he did in The Godfather, that would be awesome. I'm not a big thing of celebrities. I don't really care about it, but there's some iconic scenes that I really think that what I would really enjoy. And then also I had my friend Tony come in from Rotary, came in with a bunch of friends, and had these girls, Rachel and Patrizia. They were from Miami. Patrizia, and they were both teachers. For young children. I think that's really great. And they were down here. They were lovely women, and they were down here having a great time. We hung out for a couple hours. It's a long shift, and you know what? If you get to meet new people and get to introduce them to your friends, Cheryl Holt was in, Jen McComb, friends of mine. They hung out for a couple hours, and it just makes it. I mean, how many times you get the opportunity to have a job where your friends come in to visit you, have a good time, you get to interact with them and entertain them, and they leave having a good time. They're satisfied, and I think that's, I don't think you get that too often in too many jobs, but I get to interact with some of my friends, and sometimes you interact with some people that aren't so hot, but overwhelmingly, the people that come, at least to our place, in most places I believe, they're out to have a good time, and if you're ready to show them a good time and without being too, going along with any of the, if they're saying some racist, dirty things, you don't want to do too much of that, or, they're not mean-spirited, you're going to have a good time. If they're not mean-spirited and want to have a good time, you relate to them and they're ready to have a good time. All different types of people that are very sedate and regular. And today, that was that kind of day. We had a really crowded bar tonight. We had the Key Billies playing. It was Cody, Albert, and Billy, the guy that does the sound for our show. And they were awesome. I really think that I found a profession where you can really have a great time. As long as you keep your perspective. You don't get tired at the end of the night. I find it when people come in, I work in a restaurant bar, that I really feel that my number one, my number one goal is to entertain them and make sure they have a good time. And as the evening goes on, it changes. I got to make sure that they get home safe, that they're not going to have a horrible time tomorrow. They're not going to get in trouble with their relationships. But also that they're not going to have when people come in late, and because we're in a tourist town, we get people that come in at 10 o'clock, 10 after 10, 20 after 10. You see they come in with little kids, and I see them I know they just got off the plane. I know they just got in a hotel room and they changed real quick and they came over here. I'm doing a live podcast. They came in here just to have a bite to eat, and our kitchen, our line's closed. We don't have anything. We have some soups and we have salads. Not too satisfying for like a 10-year-old. But that's the saddest part of my day. I just want to make sure that people get to eat. I mean, if someone comes in and they need a drink, no one really needs a drink. I understand that. You can get by with not having a drink. I know, obviously, if you're someone that would go into withdrawal, yeah, you might need a drink, but other than most people don't need a drink, but you need to eat. You need to feed your kids. And I feel so bad when they don't get to do it. But today was so wonderful. I mean, we did a little that I know maybe that, when I'm going to bring out the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon again. I'm a little cheese ball, so I brought out the Magic 8 Ball and the Rubik's Cube. I think maybe someday in the middle of the day we may pay the Game of Life. We may pay Pictionary. We may pay categories. Something that would work with a group of people and then you do it and stop. Maybe Yahtzee, that people are saying. But I think there's nothing wrong with stuff like that. And you just have games going and stuff like that. Fun things. People interact and just like that. They shouldn't be playing on their phones all the time. I had people tonight playing with their online casino or virtual casino games. But, you're not really interacting with someone doing that. But, there's all sorts of things you can do. There's Cranium. When I was 14 years old, we used to spend 7 hours, get a little high, drink some beer, and play Risk throughout the night. But, you know what? That was fun. You'd get angry and stuff like that, but you can't do that in a bar. But that's it. I'm going to be wrapping it up. I just wanted to do a post-game wrap-up. And once again, I want to remind anybody that's listening, and if they're listening again, that from the 22nd to the 30th, I am going to be with my family on the Carnival cruise ship Splendor. And we'll be in the Eastern Caribbean. We'll be doing at least 3 shows on board. And we're going to go over the details of whatever we're doing there and what experience we're having. And you know what? I understand cruise is not for everyone. But if you haven't done it, it would behoove you to do it, because a lot of times people go to towns and something like that. But these cruise ships are just self-sufficient cities, and they take care of you from the time you wake up to everything you need on board, and it is great. So, it would behoove you to try it once. And if you could try it once, you'll probably try it again. And we're going to be doing that 3 shows from the 22nd to the 30th. And then we're going to be coming back in August, and we'll do our first show. We're always going to do our Wednesday show at 4:30. It won't be between this 22nd and 30th. It will not be at the Catch, but we're going to come back to Catch, and we're going to come down and do a special show. And anybody can make it into the Catch at 4 to 6 o'clock on Wednesday, August the 2nd. It would be, it's going to be a fun time, and we're going to have a lot of things to show them. So thank you very much. Have a great day, and we look forward to talking to you again. Bye.